learn how to go from a line plot on the left to an ordered value bar graph on the right. O-R-D-E-R. Value bar graph on the right. So we can use an ordered value bar graph to find the mean without doing any adding and dividing. Okay? The line plot is great for the mode. So Paige, what's the mode? 5 children. It's really nice for the range. Jack, how do I find the range?
You're gonna subtract the highest number minus the lowest number.
Good job.
8 minus 4 is 4.
Good. And it's pretty good for the median, but we have to do a little more work. I could make an ordered list, which would start with 4, and then Caroline, what would come next?
5.
Right?
5.
Right?
5.
Yep.
6.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then 8.
Right. And then I would find the middle of the list. And what's that going to be, John?
5.
It is, because the middle of the list is right here. So we're going to find the number that's between 5 and 6, which is 5.5. So that's the median. But it's not great for the mode. And I know some of the grown-ups helped you with the mode, doing adding and dividing, but I want you to understand the concept of the mode using an ordered value bar graph. Okay, so let me do something here. Watch this. I can make this all pretty. Woo! That was best. Okay, that's an ordered value bar graph, and just to draw your attention to it, let's make it red. So, Reese, what did I ask? Okay, so Reese, you told me I needed to make the ordered value bar graph, and Emma, I was asking you what should I do next to try to find the mean?
You should make the bar graph equal.
Yeah, I want to even it out.
So
So everything's lined up perfectly. So tell me where you think I should stop.
at 6.
Okay, let's see if she's correct. So if I stop at 6, I'm saying I think the mean is 6. But then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes over that I have to imagine chopping off and sticking in here. 3, 4, 5. Is she right? Mm-hmm. She's correct. So then I would say the mean is 6. But let's make a mistake on purpose to see what it looks like if you're not perfect, like she was perfect there. So the mean is 6. And we didn't do any adding and dividing. And that's the advantage of this. If there's just a few numbers, this is really quick. And it's very visual. Okay? But, we usually don't get things right on the first try. So what if you thought, well, I'm going to just imagine that the mean is 7. So Naomi, how could you show yourself that that's wrong?
Well, you can count the boxes on the inside of the line.
Yeah, I need to fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes. And I only have 2 to work with. Got it? So that's why that is wrong. So we then would say, well, that's too big. So I'm going to move it over and do what Emma did. And then we're done. And we just learned how to do the mean with an ordered value bar graph.
I'm just like...
Good question. So I'm going to leave that recording on. So the question is how to get this to be this. So what you do is you look here, and it's number of children. And this right here tells you there's 4 children in one family that has 4 children. So over here, you draw this bar over the number 4. There's one family that has 4 children. And then there's here, what's that one tell me, AJ?
That there's 3 families in 5 houses.
3 families that have 5 children. Maggie, what does this one tell me?
That tells you that there are 2 families that have 8 children.
Now, if you can go from the left to the right, you can do this.
I get it.
Okay? So this was one of the other homework questions, was finding the median of that set of numbers. And what do you do?
So I listed So I first had to find a common denominator.
Okay, for that, that's for the mean, I think.
Oh.
How about the median? And we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, Brody.
So you cross off the numbers one by one.
Okay, so did you make an ordered valued list first, though?
Yeah.
Because you have to make it ordered, right? So a half. So I'm rewriting the list. Then 3/4, and those are kind of small. Let's make them a little smaller here. That's okay. Half, 3/4, and 1 1/4. I'm making a nice list. So I'm putting them in order, and just to keep like track of everything, that's what we started with up there. Okay? And then what'd you do?
And then you cross them off one by one.
You could do the cross-off method, especially if the list is small, right?
That's right.
And you like to do that. Boom. Okay. Okay. Yes, Grace.
Also, this is what I did. I got the same answer, but it's also really helpful to convert them into decimals if fractions kind of confuse.
Even for the median, you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I then just did it in both forms.
Yeah. It will work. That will work. Okay, so the median is 3/4. For the mean, you could go to decimals, but let's listen to what Emma did since we started with her. She took each of those, and instead of 3/4, right? What'd you write that as, Emma? Oh, well, that one you left as 3/4. What'd you do 1 1/4 as?
I put that as 5/4.
She wrote that as 5/4. And then what'd you do with these two?
And then with those, I was finding a common denominator.
You're right. So she used this method of common denominator and changed this to 2/4 and 2/4. So now she has all of these numbers in blue. And then what'd you do with the 5/4?
And then I added all of.
Okay, so you did the kind of, you got help and did the add and divide.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna come back to that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think you're gonna like this better. Okay, so watch this. So this is super cool smartboard. I mean, it just doesn't get much cooler than this.
Is this what
Maggie's gonna like jump out of her seat.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we're gonna take we're gonna take these little things here and come back to them. Okay, Emma? And watch this. So we're gonna take a circle and and I'm gonna make a bunch of circles. And I'm gonna just divide my space so they fit.
Yeah, you already did that, but then.
And then I erased them or removed them. So watch this. This is just super cool. Divide shape into fourths. So it's Emma's idea. Boom. But I only went 3/4 there. Let's move that over there. Let's do it again. We'll take another one. Is that there for a minute?
Divide into thousands.
Divide this into 4 parts.
How small can you divide?
A lot. I think you can go to 24, but we're not going to focus on that right now. So look. We want 1 1/4, right? So I'm going to move.
Got that one over in the one.
Yeah, I'm going to move this here and make this 3/4 right there. Okay? That's for this 3/4 right here. And then this one, divide this into fourths. And that's 1 1/4. And now I need some halves. So I'm just making the picture to get your brain to see what this really means. And now I have a half there, and I don't need this, so we're just throw it away. Okay, you got that? This is a half right here, right? A half, 1 1/4, 3/4, 3/4. Now, instead of doing an ordered value bar graph, I could move things around.
Are we going to have time for decimals today?
We have 2 days for decimals. So if we don't get it today, we'll get it tomorrow. So what can I do? AJ?
You can move the 1 1/4. You can move one piece to a half,
And now I have?
and then you have Okay, and then you divide. And then you take one from the 1, and then you move it into the other half.
Right.
And the mean is 3.
3/4. Okay? So it's 3/4. Now, Emma, what I would have said for you, rather than doing all the hard work you did with your helper, you could do the same thing with your common denominator. So it's great that you started with common denominators, but we could change this to 4/4 and move one of the fourths over here. And we would get 3/4. And that would be easier for you because of your age. And you could change this to 3/4 so you could show your helper at home and put that there. That works too.
Oh, and this is recording.
Yeah, and I'm going to stop it because